What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Jumaya's World Podcast. And right now we're going to be talking about Week 10, the Sunday games, November 12, 2023. We're going to start off with the Colts and the Patriots, the NFL Frankfurt games, obviously the overseas games. You got to get up early to watch garbage. I think everybody realized during this game, though, Bill Belichick more than likely is going to be gone. I don't know how they want to get rid of him. You know, like Robert Kraft, it's very, very hard to get rid of people that was a major part of like the really, really good times of your franchise in sports, and sometimes you just want them to bow out. In this case, I think the suitable thing to do is to let Bill Belichick just retire on his own regard, but I don't know how long that's going to take, and it's starting to get a little bit weird because he's a horrible coach, and we're starting to see more visibly, like many of us said several times, that Tom Brady was solely the guy that made it possible, right? For all of that stuff that was happening for all those decades, okay? It was a major, he was like the deodorant. He was the cover-up for all the garbage that Bill Belichick was doing. And now that that's done, it's a very, very uncomfortable situation for everybody involved. So we got to go ahead and figure out exactly, what's going to happen with the Patriots going forward. But whatever this is just not it. So obviously, based on that whole soliloquy that I just did, we all realized that the Patriots lost. Now, there were several times in the game where people are just like, we're looking at the sideline and we're trying to figure out what are they saying to Mac Jones other than they hate him. But people are starting to say, it's not, Mac Jones' fault, right? It's the coaching. It's, Bill Belichick is putting together really, really bad players. He has no idea what he's doing. It's a lot of, different things combined. But objectively, this is horrific coaching. And the Patriots are done pretty much, obviously, for the season. They might as well tank and try to do something else. But I think the first move is to make him go. Bill Belichick has to leave. I don't know any other solution to this problem. It really is a situation where we just have to move on. That's ultimately what has to happen. The Colts are 5-5. That's kind of wild because they're in playoff contention. Do I think Gardner Minshew is going to do anything that's going to make them, probably win a playoff game? Absolutely not. But it's hilarious to see the Patriots just lose like this after this man, Bill Belichick, year after year tried to get rid of Tom Brady. Just think about that. What if Robert Kraft would have given him his wish early on and they would have went with Garoppolo? Can you imagine what Patriots Nation would have done to Bill Belichick? We're not going to get into that. Let's jump into the Texans and the Bengals. Now, I want to say C.J. Stroud, with the exception of the one interception that he threw late, this young man is the NFL MVP right now. The things that he's doing with the team that he's doing, and I know you guys try to compare him to Bryce Jones and the Panthers and all that stuff, and he took the wrong player, and then some people are like, the offensive line of the Texans are a lot better. It's a lot of BS that comes out of it when people are wrong. Like, if I'm wrong, I'd be like, yo, look, man, I made a mistake, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. Everybody has an excuse, though, for why he's playing so well. Why not just give him credit? You know what I'm saying? The O-line, pretty much they didn't really do much to revamp the O-line. You know what I'm saying? He's able to make the proper reads, and he's making the players around him better. That's what he's doing. That's honestly what he's doing. Like, bro, the guy is throwing the ball deadly accurately. Like, his passes are so accurate. I'm looking at it. I'm like, yo, if that guy drops that, like, what the? Because it doesn't make any sense with the weight of the trajectory that he's throwing the ball. It's so deadly on accurate, bro. And I watched a lot of this game. Also, Joe Burrow played very well this game. Also, you got to understand, it was all of the team rallying around C.J. Stroud. It appears that he also, I'm not really familiar with what goes on with the, the Houston Texans locker room, but the players, he leads well. He has really good leadership, bro. Like, I'm watching him play, and I'm seeing the way that the team is embracing him. And that's very, very important. So the Texans are 5-4. That's a dangerous record, bro. Because if you go out there believing it's no limit to what you can achieve. Now, obviously, I don't think they're going to win a Super Bowl, but you start putting pieces around this young man, you're going to have a problem. I'm just letting you guys know that right now, like, because this dude out there making like regular, like dudes that probably was working at like, dude, I don't even know where they were, Best Buy, they're all of a sudden star receivers. So look, bro, it is what it is. But again, the Bengals played well. It wasn't a situation where the Bengals came out and they stunk it up. They played well. The Texans just played better. They just got outplayed by the rookie. That's ultimately what happened. In my opinion right now, C.J. Stroud would be the NFL MVP. Let me know if you agree with that. The Saints and the Vikings. I posted this on X yesterday, right? Derek Carr got injured. a little bit early on. And, they added in Jameis Winston. He came in, threw a dot. It could have been a pick, but he threw a dot. Whatever, dude. It is what it is, right? I started to notice the way the team was playing, like they were more motivated without Derek Carr. Now, I always say this. Derek Carr is probably a very, very nice dude. We can see from the things that he does on social media that he's a very, very kind-hearted person. But he's just not the guy, bro. And the Saints are better off without him. Look, guys, I'm not saying Jameis Winston is the answer. I'm just saying that Derek Carr is not. That's ultimately where I am with it. All right? And I've been saying that since they got him. He's not the guy. He's just not. And they're going to continue to lose if he is continually made the starter. The Vikings, bro, Joshua Dobbs, man, that story, dude, listen, man, it's a beautiful story. He actually posted that scramble for a touchdown on TikTok. So he's really enjoying his time. What I don't think he realizes, though, it's the NFL. And everybody noticed that you just did that. So the next TikTok that you do, somebody gonna be blasting them, dog, because they don't want to do that. Remember the last idiot to do that on a regular basis? Juju Smith-Schuster? How's he doing now? Let's not talk about it. The Vikings are all of a sudden 6-4 and in the playoff hunt. Packers and the Steelers. Packers played the Steelers very, very difficult. Came down to a last-second play, and guess what happened? Guess what Jordan Love did? Go ahead. Ding, 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 ding. A pick. Look, I understand that he's not going to be Aaron Rodgers. He's not going to be Brett Favre. But he has to be something for this team. Early on, it looked like he was playing well. But you got to remember, offensively, the Steelers are a joke. It's not the Steelers' offense that scares anybody. It's their defense that makes people like, yo, what's going on right now? You know what I'm saying, dude? Like, their defense is really good. And, I don't really think that because of that, they are going to be favorites in anything playoff related. Because you're going to have to put some kind of points on the board. And that's when it gets scary. And Steeler fans, I just, like I said, pick it. I don't know what you guys are going to do. It's a tough market out there for, a good QB, but he's just not the answer. So you're going to have to figure that out as well. Jordan Love, I don't know what the hell he's doing. So we'll figure that out later, but I think he's going to have to get at least one more year before they pull the plug and just say, yo, you got to go. But the Steelers, offensively, they have no idea what they're doing. Defensively, they're pretty tough. Titans and the Buccaneers. All right, so here we go with the Titans and the Buccaneers, right? This is what I need you guys to understand. The Titans suck. It's not like we don't need to go into and try to figure it out, do a calculation. They're not good. The Buccaneers, they're somewhat formidable. Baker Mayfield, I don't believe in him. Mike Evans, dude, listen, that guy right there, they should have let him go. When because he could probably put some work in on like a Kansas City Chief team, a lot more. If he's getting 6 receptions for 143, you give that, give him to Mahomes. Because he's so talented, bro. And he has been consistent for so many years. And now he has Baker Mayfield at quarterback. So you're just going to have to figure this out. But I still think the Buccaneers are better than the Saints. So we'll see what happens in the NFC South. Niners and the Jaguars. You see how good Purdy looks when his team is complete? You guys see that? You can make fun of the whole situation where it's like, okay, he needs these players. But I would argue that Michael Jordan needed Pippen. I don't care what anybody says. He was almost there. He got Pippen. You need players around you that are going to be pretty decent. And in this case, that's what it looked like right there, right? It definitely looked like something to where it's like, okay, they probably got something going on here if he has all his pieces. And then now they look like that threat that everybody thinks that they were. The Jaguars, we already know Trevor Lawrence is not him, dude. So we're not worried about that. All the people that are realistic know Trevor Lawrence is not him. So let's just stop worrying about it. The problem is Brock Purdy. If you give him all these tools, he knows how to utilize them well. That's the issue. You can make fun of him. You can say whatever you want. But if you give that man the right tools, he's putting in work. And that's all that matters. I don't really care, that he plays well when all of his pieces are there. That's why you get a general manager that can put a good team around you. That's how it works. Other than that, it doesn't really matter. The Browns and the Ravens. This game right here, why can't Lamar Jackson close out games? Like, I was ready to start posting some crazy stuff about Deshaun Watson. And all of a sudden, I looked up, they're kicking a field goal to win the game. I don't know what the hell Lamar Jackson's doing, but all of a sudden, the Ravens are 7-3 instead of being 8-2, and everything is not looking the way we thought it would be. And again, the Baltimore Ravens are dominating games and then losing late. That's a major, major problem. And honestly, the way the Browns started off, they weren't even really playing that well. Defense was decent, but they weren't playing well overall. I don't know what to think of, bro. Like I said, objectively, all the things that happened in the offseason with the contract, I don't really care if the Ravens win or lose. I don't like what the organization did to Lamar Jackson. I stand on that. They shouldn't have done that with the negotiation. The man is worth that money. They should have just took care of it. Then it would be more of rooting for them. But I could care either less. Either way, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me. I do like that the dog pound is winning, though, because that's hilarious to me. Because if they somehow get into the playoffs, that defense can dominate any offense. Just don't get this twisted. Myles Garrett is a freak of nature. And their corners are pretty good, and they play good defense. So the Browns can be very, very dangerous. It's just always funny when they win. Because I don't expect them to do anything, because it's like always the same old Browns. That defense is crazy as F. My major issue is, Lamar Jackson, can you close out games? That's ultimately what it is. Falcons and the Cardinals. I must confess, all right, I did not think Kyler Murray would be able to pull this out. That last run that he had in the fourth quarter where he just ran around in a circle and got a first down and then they were able to ultimately kick the game-winning field goal was outrageous, all right? A lot of dudes that were part of that defensively should be cut from the team, all right? That's just ultimately what it is. I thought he would be playing Call of Duty this week. He was out there winning, all right? So the Falcons have a lot of work to do. Robinson had a little bit more of touches, 22 carries, 95 yards, looked a little bit better. I don't know what the Falcons are, though. Is it Ritter? Like, dude, whatever it is, I don't really know. I can't really pinpoint it. But I was feeling coming into this game like the Falcons would dominate the Cardinals. That's how I felt. And I think a lot of you guys felt that way too. And somehow, Kyler Murray ran around like he was playing Madden and did whatever he wants. And that's what happens in these games where you just don't realize what you're dealing with. The dude is very athletic. He's a little tiny guy, but he's very athletic. You cannot let up defensively. That was a really bad move by the Falcons, and ultimately they lost the game. Cardinals are 2-8, the Falcons are 4-6. But like I said, the Falcons are in a division where they can still make the playoffs, so I'm not really worried about that. Lions and the Chargers. The funny thing about this game, guys, is that we were all able to see that Justin Herbert, he has potential, but I don't know if he's ever going to be what everyone thinks that he is. Like, you saw a lot of good things, and you saw some things where it's like, yo, what are you doing, dude? But ultimately, the Lions should have blown them out completely. It's just that, like, I don't know what happens. In certain games, people just start taking their foot off the gas, and it gets a little bit, it starts to get a little weird with the way that everything plays out. But ultimately, with the way that this ended, it showed that the Lions are not the same old Lions. It also showed that Jared Goff is not as trash as I thought he was. Maybe he can get better. Dude, I don't know. I think he sucks, to be honest. But look, honestly, that was a really, really good win for the Lions. I was very impressed, bro. From start to finish, even though they let up a little bit, they were still able to pull that out. And that was very impressive. The Giants and the Cowboys. I'm going to make this very, very brief. CeeDee Lamb went crazy. He was insane, right? First receiver to do 100 and something yards for like however many consecutive games, all that crap. They played the Giants, bro. The Giants is, dude, like last year when they were winning, I was telling everyone, I don't know how they're doing it. This year, they're just not doing anything. And I get it. They're down to their third string quarterback, DeVito. That dude is garbage. Like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to tell you this right now. Nobody beats bad teams like the Cowboys. If you're a bad team, the Cowboys are going to put you on their lap and slap that booty, dude. They're going to beat the brakes off of you. And that's all that happened. Dak had 5 TDs. I'm not really concerned about that. What I'm concerned about is, can CeeDee Lamb do that in prime time? Can Dak do this in prime time when it counts? Eagles, Niners, can you do that? When they do that, they're going to win a Super Bowl. And that's point blank, period. That's the one thing that the Cowboys can't do, is win those big games. Once they figure that out, they're going to win a Super Bowl. Commanders and the Seahawks. I'm going to go ahead and tell you straight up. I don't believe in Geno Smith. He pulled this one out. I was very, very shocked that this happened. The Commanders, though, they played very hard. They played well. I still don't know why the hell they, why did they trade away 2 of their best pass rushers? But whatever, it doesn't matter. The Seahawks won this game. Game-winning field goal. A lot of games were won on those things. That's what it comes down to, regardless of what you're doing. It always comes down to that field goal. Very, very impressive, with that aspect of it. So, looking at it overall, the Seahawks are 6-3, and they're formidable. They play good defense, and if Geno Smith gets time in the pocket, he can make good decisions. But when he gets that pressure, he's a bum. We got to see what the balance is. K Walker, he didn't really go. I wanted him over 100 yards. I need to see that a little bit more consistently from him in order to kind of believe that the Seahawks have a chance. But this was a well-fought win. Commanders, though, they're not going to make the playoffs because the NFC is going to be the Cowboys and the Eagles. I don't believe the Commanders, the Commanders and the Giants are done. So we're not really worried about it. So we're just trying to see what's going to happen, going forward with Howell. Is he the prototypical quarterback that they need for that franchise going forward? Or is Magic Johnson going to say, you know what, bro, you suck? That's what I'm waiting to see. But that was a hard-fought win by the Seahawks. They pulled it out. GG's. The Jets and the Raiders. Now, I want to be very, very clear about this, right? The Jets with a competent QB is 7-2. I'm going to say that again. The Jets with a competent QB is 7-2. That's how good their defense is. Zach Wilson is an idiot, okay? Now, he may be a nice guy. I kind of like him because he bangs moms and stuff like that. They know him as the MILF Hunter. He's not the guy, okay? A lot of plays in this game, they had control of this game throughout. Defensively, they played very well, right? So that's controlling it. Get the ball in the end zone once, bro. Just once. That's all you got to do. Get the ball in the end zone once. We need one touchdown from you, and that defense is going to take you where you got to go. Aaron Rodgers is trying to get back mid-December. What the hell is he going to come back for if this Jets team is 4-5 and they're looking trash? Dude, the defense cannot do everything. You got to get the ball in the end zone at least once, man. Come on, dude. At least one touchdown. Did not happen. The Raiders were able to pull it out. Antonio Pierce is looking good. He may end up getting a permanent job as the head coach. The Raiders, they're playing more motivated. They stayed in it. They knew that Zach Wilson would make errors, and that's exactly what he did, and they fed off of it. And that's all that it was, bro. And it's very sad to see because this team with Aaron Rodgers is 7-2, bro. I promise you they're 7-2. Even with Aaron Rodgers being like a choke artist and not doing certain things, he's always a king in the regular season. They're 7-2. And I know it burns the Jet fans because of that, but the QB position is the most important position on the field. Never forget that. I want to thank you guys for listening, watching, and doing all that good stuff. Remember, you can download it for free. iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes, Gmi's World Podcast. Let me know what you guys are thinking. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. You enjoy your day. Stay well, stay blessed. One love, y'all.